Hello everyone, this reading is going to be for January 2023. We're going to be taking a look at what to expect in several different areas of your life. The first one is going to be career and your public reputation. The second is going to be love and interpersonal relationships. And the third is going to be your personal growth, spiritual development, your inner world and inner experience. So each pile is going to be taking a look at each three of these areas of your life and what the energies are going to be surrounding that in January. Pile 1 right here. We have pile 1 right here, pile 2, and pile 3. Choose whichever one of these you are just most instinctually drawn to. Usually your first guess is right, like the very first spark that you get is usually the right thing. Try not to overthink it. But if you're drawn to multiple piles, there may be messages for you in multiple areas. So feel free to check out more than one if you feel like you need to. This first one to help you pick is going to have a aura quartz crystal, this pretty pink one. Pile 2 is just a little bit different. If you're feeling a little bit different, this might be the one for you. Instead of just a stone, this one is actually a dragonfly with these pretty blue eyes. So if you can see it. I don't know if it's showing up on there or not, but it's got these pretty blue eyes with it. So this dragonfly goes with pile 2. And then this one, honestly you guys, I'm not 100% sure right off the top of my head which stone this is. So I will probably look it up and link it in the comments below when I do the breakdown, but it's really beautiful. I really like this one. I love its energy. It's pretty, it's green, it's unusual, it's got some depth to it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually got like a little bit of depth in there. There we go. But that one is for pile 3. So whichever of these 3 that you are drawn to, that is your pile. Feel free to jump to that chapter, and we're going to be taking a look at your career and public reputation, your personal relationships, close interpersonal relationships and love life, and your inner growth and spiritual development in each of these sections. All right, I'll see you there. Hello everyone, this is the reading for pile 3 for the month of January in 2023. We have 3 sections here. One, again, is for career and or public reputation. The second is for it's for close interpersonal relationships, so that could be romance, your love life, or it could just be someone close to you. And the third pile is for your personal growth, spiritual development, what's happening in your inner world this month. Now, because this is a group reading, there's going to be different alternatives that are going to be presented with some of these. So for an example, this card might be about a romantic relationship, or this set of cards might just be about a very close interpersonal relationship. As you're hearing it, hopefully you will be able to know and discern the difference. There's some times where cards can be interpreted in a more positive or negative way, or I may give 2 separate examples of how these cards may play out this month. Now that's because there are many people that are going to be watching this, tuning into it. There's a lot of different energies. But the cards that you are drawn to are grouping those energy experiences together. So you're all having a similar group of energetic experiences this month, but there are points in times where one thing may veer one direction and one thing may veer another. Now there are other videos I'm going to be making, such as the tarot card reading for the entire year of 2023. So this one is going to go month by month and give an example of the overarching, like, very important theme of what you're learning in that month is. Now that may help you to determine whether the cards are interpreted as a difficult situation or as a positive one, if it relates to that theme. So that's one way, if you're interested, that you can dig in a little bit deeper and get a more holistic view that's tailored and customized to you of what your experience exactly is going to be. But since this is a general reading, I just wanted to explain that part real quick. One of the reasons for that is that as I was preparing these cards, I wanted to note that there is a high amount of, it could be 3 different things. So a couple different energies that were popping out that I should say something and point out about, but depending on who you are, what you're going through, what resonates with you, it could present in a couple different ways. It could be that there's been a lot of anxiety going on. It could be a lot of worry. It could be a lot of just stress. So it could take a couple different forms, but there is a heavy amount of static or tension that seems to be present in your life right now and going into January of 2023. So whatever part of that resonates, whatever you are feeling from that, that's going to be unique to you. But those are some of the collective energies that are coming through with this group for this reading. All right, now as we get into this, first we're going to do your career and or public reputation. So if you are someone who is actively working right now, this usually has to do with your career, but again, this is a general reading for many different types of people. Perhaps you're retired or you're not working. This may refer more to your public reputation, the work that you do outside of the home, different community engagements and events you're involved in, or just the way that the world at large sees you. This is the outside interaction that we're talking about in the month of January. So for your cards, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the 9 of Cups, and we have the 5 of Coins upside down, which is also the 5 of Pentacles reversed. So for these cards, this indicates big change in your current career right now. So something major is happening here. Now, there's 2 different things that I'm seeing here and 2 different paths that this can go. So again, you might intuitively just be able to feel which one of these messages is for you. Or you might want to look into some more resources that I can provide to kind of help narrow it down, whether it's based on the tarot card of the year reading or some of your astrology and how the astrological events fit in for the month. There are ways to dive in deeper. But there's 2 ways that I'm interpreting this one here. First of all, regardless of where you sit, there are going to be some big changes. But the real question is whether those changes are going to be positive or they might be something that catches you off guard. Now, it could be that you've been working very hard in your career, in your public reputation. All of a sudden, this good stroke of good luck, good fortune, something that you couldn't foresee coming, it allows you all of this abundance and safety and security and emotional fulfillment that you've been looking for. And the tides are really able to turn on your career this month. There's this great opportunity that's able to happen for you there. Everything comes together. And because of that, you find yourself in a better financial position. You are no longer struggling. You're not quite as worried about money. You're able to let go of some of those heavy feelings around your material needs that you may have been experiencing leading up to this point. The second way, and this is for a much smaller portion of people, but there is a little bit of a secondary energy that's coming through with this that I am just going to point out. The other way, because with the Wheel of Fortune, you never know, the other way that it can spin is that you may have come into, this month, this time period, you may have been feeling like you were doing very well in your career or public reputation. You may have been feeling like you finally hit this point, you finally got there. Everything was working out. It was going so great. And then all of a sudden, something changes and you're thrown off guard. Now, if that's the case, you may fear that there are going to be some financial hardships or repercussions from that, but you should know that that fear is not particularly valid. Like, you may have the inner feelings of that, but you are going to be protected somewhat in the financial and material realm. So even if, you thought everything was great and it was amazing and all of a sudden something happens and that's not what it turns out to be, it's still going to be okay materialistically, financially. Like, you're going to have some sort of backup, you're going to have some sort of compensation, you're going to have some sort of lifeline, some sort of savings. You're going to have something to rely on. You're not going to be thrown into as much financial turmoil as you might expect when this unexpected event first hits you. And please let me know in the comments if this resonates with you throughout this month, if you have some unexpected events come up and where you sit on this. I definitely am interested to know in how well these are connecting and reading, and if I'm providing enough information and points of view for everyone to be able to hopefully find their messages in these. All right, so that is your career or your public reputation for the month of January. We're going to put these up here, and we're going to dig in down here. Oh, let's see if I can balance those again. And we're going to take a look at your interpersonal relationships, your close interpersonal relationships. Excuse me. So this is, it could be romantic relationships. Again, this is going to depend on how these energies, how these cards resonate for you. This could be a romantic relationship, or it could just be having to do with the, whoops, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, that one flew out. Sorry. It could be just having to do with the very close interpersonal relationships in your life. This could be friends, family, your inner circle. So that's what this energy reading is going to be about. And again, if you want more information about that, I'll link some of my tarot videos up here. Hopefully, I don't know, it'll be somewhere on the screen once I figure out how to make that work. About astrologically, maybe what area of your life this is hitting. If it's hitting more of a friends area, more of a family area, or more of a romance area, that could help you determine as well. Or you could just intuitively be drawn to, oh yeah, this is the message in that for me. But those are some of the ways you can dig in deeper. So this month for you, pile 1. Also, I'm sorry. As I was putting this together and as I've been reading this, I really keep getting the strong urge to say pile 3, even though I know this is pile 1. So if you are someone who is also drawn to pile 3 in the pick a card section of the reading, you may want to tune into that. There could also be messages for you there as well. So I just thought I'd share that. All right. So for your close interpersonal relationships, we have the Tower reversed, we have the Moon upright, and we have the Ten of Swords upright. So I'm sorry, let me just grab a drink again here. Okay, before we dive into this. So once again, there are 2 different ways that I'm going to offer interpretation on how this reading could go. The most important key aspect of it is this one right here, the Moon. In your close interpersonal relationships this month, you need to be relying heavily on your intuition, on that inner gut feeling. There's an aspect here of you may be being deceived. You may be being deceived. There may be something subliminal that's happening, something slightly subversive, something underhanded, or in the shadow realm, essentially. Use your intuition and trust your guts to help you pick up on the areas, the area or the close interpersonal relationship in your life where this is happening. Again, I said there's 2 different ways that this can go, but there is going to be a change this month in a close interpersonal relationship in your life. You are going to, again, have a very sudden change. Something is going to be different. There's some sort of illusion that's going to be broken, or a new understanding that's going to be reached very suddenly. And this Ten of Swords, this is like a halt. This is the old way of this relationship. The old version of it is no longer going to be. So this part is pretty straightforward. You might have slightly seen the writing on the wall, the change coming. The change may be very unexpected, but the illusions are going to be shattered and broken. You are going to see with clearer eyes something that you were not seeing in a close interpersonal relationship before, and you are going to put a stop to it. That much is for certain all the way around here. The difference is how the final outcome of the relationship can go. Because of this, you may put a stop to the relationship, as in cut it off altogether. Done. Sever those bonds, cut those ties. This is over. Depending on your situation and the nature of this. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. My dogs are going off here. Or it could be that the relationship is able to grow and evolve with you. You're able to address this. You still put a stop to the behavior, the energies that were going on that were bad. But you may still be able to progress this relationship and move through it. Okay, so moving on from the close interpersonal relationships section, we're going to put these up here. We're going to take a look at what's going on basically in your inner world. This is personal growth, spiritual development. This is what's going on with you specifically inside during the month of January. So for this we have Two of Wands, Justice reversed, and the Four of Coins. Okay, so again, we have here two slightly different interpretations, but they're both very similar here. First of all, there is a conflict or a decision that you're going to have to be making during the month of January. So this most likely has to do with one of these two areas, depending on how the situation works out for you. There's obviously a lot going on here that you might have to make decisions about, so this definitely makes sense. But as far as your inner world, you're going to be very focused on making decisions and choosing what action to take this month. This is going to be the main card that can go one way or the other. So either internally you are confused, you don't feel like you have all the pieces, you may be being deceived by others, or the opposite of that, you may be having to take a close look at places where you were deceitful, whether or not that was intentional. This is that balancing of the scales. Something isn't adding up right, something is out of balance, and you're trying to find that, what it is, and decide on the best path forward. So this could be taking a look at, either taking a close look at what you've been doing to other people, or take a look at the people in your life and what's been being done to you that might have been somewhat veiled before. Now the Four of Coins here kind of echoes this message over here of the Five of Coins reversed. So this is basically showing that you are going to have the material resources and financial stability to get you through this point. You are going to have support in that area. So we are seeing a lot of change, a lot of turmoil, a lot of conflict here for January for you, Pile 1. But one thing that we are seeing is that physically, materially, financially, you're safe. You have some sort of a safeguard, you have some sort of a lifeline. That's something that you have a little bit of stability in this month. That's where you can find your stability, because everything else really is in change. There's going to be a lot of new things revealed, new opportunities or new things that happen to you in the month of January, and there's going to be very big decisions to be made about them. but materially you at least have a solid foundation there to kind of help see you through a little bit more of a chaotic month. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, Pile 1. Hello everyone, if you picked Pile 2 with the pretty little dragonfly, this is going to be your reading for January 2023. So our first section that we're going to look at is your career or public reputation. So depending on what you do, where you're at in life, you'll know where you fit in this. Here we have the Two of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles reversed. So in your career or public activity that you do, depending on your situation in life right now, there's a couple things that are going on right now. First of all, and at the center of it, you are feeling very emotionally fulfilled this month. You are really feeling in a place of contentment, emotional fulfillment. You're feeling yourself very balanced this month in your career or what you do out in the public. You also have some people who are one of two ways that this can go. So again, you can always go back and consult some of the other resources if you need help figuring out which one of these applies to you. And I'll post some of the links to those videos around here somewhere when I figure out how to do that. But, or you might know this intuitively, which way this is going to go for you. One of the directions is that you are finding a very collaborative partnership this month. Something that works out really, really well. You're able to work together with a team member and get a lot done, achieve a lot. There's also a suggestion here that the workload might not be even, that there might be a little bit more burden put on you than other people in your career. Now, these two things might kind of negate each other, so you might have some areas where people are putting more pressure on you, but there is a positive partnership happening there with someone else that eases this out, that makes this a little less difficult. The other possibility here, the other way that this one can go, is that you are going along, you're feeling like you're in a good space, you have someone in the workplace who is offering you partnership, who is like putting that invitation out there, but in reality, they're not sharing the workload evenly. They might be presenting themselves, trying to appeal to your emotions and seem like they want to be a friend or a partner, but in reality, you end up doing most of the work. So there are two different ways that that one can go depending on your particular situation this month. So that is your career and public work. This one right here is going to be your close interpersonal relationships. Now these can be romantic relationships, family, close friends, things of that nature. For this month you have Queen of Cups, Judgment, and the Moon. So these are some big level cards, but this part of the reading is actually pretty straightforward. You are feeling very balanced and emotionally fulfilled this month within yourself, and that shines out and applies to how you approach relationships. You feel like you are having very good judgment and discernment this month. You're able to really see, and that also has to do with your inner intuition with the Moon here. You are really combining your knowledge and your wisdom, your intuitive thoughts and feelings versus looking at things realistically and being very discerning. You're making good, emotionally balanced decisions this month in your close interpersonal relationships. Now, this could be in a positive or a negative situation. So it could be that you are finally recognizing healthy habits in relationships and feeling things out and trusting your inner feelings. You feel like you're in a safe space with your emotions where you're able to be balanced and expressive. And this could be a really positive expression of that feeling. It could also be that you are in a little bit of I don't want to say negative situation. In a situation that is not towards your best alignment, and that you are feeling and recognizing that this month, and keeping yourself emotionally balanced and prioritized in the process. So this could, again, go one of both ways. But regardless of which kind of direction this tilts for you this month, the key elements are still very strong here. Your own personal inner emotional balance, a clear sense of judgment and discernment, and trusting your intuition, because that is going to be very strong and very powerful for you in the month of January. So let's go ahead and put these close interpersonal relationship cards to the side. This last set of cards here is going to be about your inner world, your inner experience, your own personal growth, development, spiritual growth, and journey. For all of these during this reading, I intended to pick 3 per pile. This was one of those where 4 came out, so there's just a little more happening in this area of your life this month, a little more that wanted to be said here. So first you have the 2 of Wands. Second, you have the 2 of Pentacles reversed. Then you have the 10 of Wands reversed. And the 9 of Wands reversed. Okay. So you are facing a lot of decisions this month. Whether that's in your workspace and how you're figuring that out, or most likely that is connected to the good sense of judgment and discernment that you are able to employ this month. It's leading you to make a lot of new decisions, and you're taking action on those. However, you are internally, regardless of how well you may be handling this externally to the other people in your life and the outside world, you are internally struggling with this balance this month. How you choose to spend your time, your money, your energy. It's a lot to juggle right now, and you are struggling a little bit to juggle all of that. Now, this last part of the reading are 2 separate ways that this can go. Again, you'll know by either your own intuition, or you can check out some more of my resources to kind of see if that helps give some clarity to you on this situation. But you are either going into a difficult time where you feel like you have heavy burdens on you, you have a lot of different things coming at you that are weighing you down, making you feel stressed, or you feel like you are just under this constant pressure that is not letting up. You are either going into or coming out of a phase of that this month. So I won't say going into necessarily, I'm so sorry. You might still be in that phase this month. If you're in that phase, it's probably not just now initiating. You may have been kind of slowly getting there for a while, but you're feeling the weight of it this month. Or you've previously been going through a lot of this, and you're finally beginning to have that weight lifted this month. It doesn't feel easy internally. It feels like you have a lot on your plates. You have a lot to juggle. You don't think you're doing a good job with it. And there is a lot of decisions being made, actions being taken, quick judgments, and follow through. A lot of that is happening this month. So these last 2 cards here really are going to depend on just where you're at as far as that journey of change that you're on goes, whether you're in the middle or towards the end of it, and how you are internalizing that. Are you internalizing it and choosing to view it in a more positive manner, or is the burden on you feeling a little bit more heavy this month? Either way, that is the situation that you are kind of faced with right now. There's a lot of potentially good areas. There are some areas that might not feel so great, even though they are leading eventually to better outcomes. So thank you so much for joining me, Pile 2. Hello, Pile 3. This is the last pile for this reading. So if you chose this cool little green stone here, this is going to be your reading. For all of these readings, I've been saying that there's a couple different ways that each situation could go. And if, you hear something and it resonates with you more strongly, a lot of times we can just intuitively know which of those messages is meant for us, because this is a general reading. All the people who are attracted to this general energy are going to be included in here, but there might be some slight variations. So you'll know which variation is for you sometimes just by intuition, or if you want like a little bit more help figuring that out, if you want to dive deeper, you can check out some of the videos that I've included about astrology or the tarot card reading for the lessons learned for the year, and those may help you to kind of discern what else, kind of put those together and discern what else is going on for you with that month. That'll give you a little more clarity on the situation. So for this first one, we're going to start out with your career or public reputation. So depending on your life situation, where you're at, this is either going to be your career or how you are seen and involved with the outside world. This month you have the Father or King of Pentacles reversed, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Swords reversed. So for this month, as far as career goes, it's kind of going to be a little bit of a mixed bag. Now it's very interesting, this Two of Cups actually came up in another reading, so there is a chance that two of the people who are watching this reading are actually going to help form a connection this month to kind of help get each other through a difficult time in their career or workplace. But regardless, there is going to be a positive connection here at work that helps you to get through some of this more difficult energy. Now, you may have been feeling unbalanced at work, like things are not in order. It could be like very much a physical disarray, or it could just have that feeling of things are not solid. There is a lack of stability. Here, there's a lack of foundation that you feel like you're able to build on. This card right here can signify that you are moving away from that, that you are finally stepping out of that situation and into something better. Or it could mean that you are hesitant to move away from the situation. Something's just kind of keeping you stuck here. Like you feel this turmoil. There's something in you that feels like you should move away from it, but you're holding yourself back. And now those decisions are all completely up to you, and depending on your circumstance, maybe you're holding yourself back in this job for very good reasons. Even though it's chaotic right now, that's the decision you're making, and this partnership is something that helps get you through that, get you through whatever this period of turmoil is and to a better place. Or maybe you are feeling the disruption, you're wanting to leave, but you're hesitating for some reason or another. And you may eventually decide to let go of that, whether in this month or in future months. So that is a little bit of a variation there for this part of the reading, and you will know what resonates for you. So in the second section, we're going to take a look at your relationships, your close interpersonal relationships, whether it be romantic, family, or close friends. For the month of January, you have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Emperor reversed, and you have the Star reversed. So there's a couple different ways that we can look at this situation. One thing is for sure, there is an amount of material, financial, physical stability here right now. So there is no like immediate physical danger. All of the material, solid, things around you that you need are solid. You are prospering with that. However, these are the two cards that are going to have a slightly different variation. This is showing that there is a lack of the balance of authority in the relationship, and this could go one of two ways. This could mean that there is an actual lack of balance of authority in the relationship, or that you are, because of the presence of the Star here, that you are internally coming to learn your own sense of balance and your own sense of authority and fairness, and tapping into your intuition when it comes to close interpersonal relationships. This may be learning how to establish healthy boundaries, It may be struggling with allowing yourself to feel empowered. So either way, the difficulty is there this month, but it could be that the difficulty is from the outside and the actual relationship being imposed upon you, or it could be the difficulty is coming from within and you are working through it this month in your close interpersonal relationships. And the key to this is going to be your intuition, your hope and your intuition. You're struggling with that right now. And that is what is kind of holding this situation back. That's what's kind of holding it where it is, whether this situation is coming from an external or an internal place. It's your lack of hope, trust, and intuition that is preventing you from moving forward into this next and better stage. So once you choose to tap into that, whether it's something that you're struggling this month or whether it's something you're choosing to overcome this month, once you tap into that, that's what's going to help you move forward. So that is going to be your close interpersonal relationships for the month of January. This last one is going to be your internal experience. It's going to have to do with your personal growth, your spiritual development, what's really happening inside of you. Where this has to do with the people outside of you, in the outer world, this is a little bit closer with your close inner circle. This is the inside, the core. This is you. So this month, pile 3, you are the Mother of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. Now when this one fell out, I'm going to let you know that it fell, I don't know if it was this way or that way, I think it was like that, but it fell almost completely sideways. So for this card, we are actually going to interpret it both different ways. So with the Mother of Swords and the 3 of Wands here, you are being very decisive, you are being very discerning, you are being wise, you're being very thoughtful within your own head this month. Now, we can see here from the other piles that you have a lot to think about. You have a lot to discern. And you are choosing to create your own path forward. You are using your own creative abilities and mental capabilities to forge your own path forward this month. There's a great level of internal strength coming from you this month, in both your mind, your heart, and in that fire, that drive, that action you're really willing to take. There's a great deal of personal power that's coming from you, and that is what's going to help you navigate these outer situations that you're being faced with. Now, this month, this can be upright or this can be upside down. Again, this all depends on your choices and where you are falling along the path of this energy, whether you're in the middle of it or whether you're choosing to reach the end. If you are able to use your own mental powers, your discernment, your wisdom, and not be afraid to take action and express all of this and make the changes that you need to, you will either be able to experience this month this great emotional fulfillment, this happiness, this joy, or you will know that it's right around the corner. Even upside down, this is still not bad. You're still going to be overcoming these things, however you choose to go about it. One way or another, these things are going to be overcome. But you're either going to be feeling it this month, or you're going to be dealing with it this month and knowing that you will feel it soon. You will feel that deep sense of emotional fulfillment very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me, Pile 3.